Hi there, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast. I'm delighted to be joined by Sabrina Cadini today. And Sabrina is a coach, and her speciality is work-life balance. And I have been, I suppose, in contact with Sabrina a lot through Twitter. It's amazing who we find and who we connect with. And we've had interviews in the past with each other and that. And it's nice to have Sabrina on with her exciting project because Sabrina is about to launch her book. You're very welcome to the podcast.
Oh my goodness. So happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you as always. So yes, you know, your book promises so much. And I know that this is like Live Life Fully is the name of the book. And that is something like it's called after your signature coaching program. So it's something that you have a lot of experience with, and you obviously identify very strongly with your clients' pain points. So well able to produce a book then in or around your signature course.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I am very, very, very excited about it. And as you said, this is part of my specialty. This is what I do every day with my clients. And I really felt the need to share this knowledge that I have with as many people as I can, because I think we need some help today with our hectic lifestyle, with our modern society that glorifies busyness, right? We keep working, and we work too much, you guys. We really need to slow down and take a little break from this fast-paced life and really think about ourselves, listening to our bodies. And when we are able to align our bodies and our brains, our minds, I mean, that's when the magic happens, and we are able to achieve better goals and in a faster time, because we are more receptive, we are more energized, we're more focused, we're more productive, and we can become more successful. So that's pretty much what the book is about.
Fantastic. So your inspiration for the book came from, I suppose, you seeing this need in your clients. And I think especially we're recording this still in the midst of lockdown in Ireland. We're gradually phasing out, but I think that an awful lot of people have begun to realise the disconnect between the life-work balance and the quality of life that we actually are leading.
So true, Dolores. And actually, I would say I had two sources of inspiration. My clients, yes, of course, but also my personal experience, because I went through the same path like many of you. And I used to be a wedding planner. You probably know about my previous life, right? And this can be a very demanding job, because you work during the week to prepare for the events or the weddings, and then you work on the weddings and on the events during the weekend. So it can be a 7 days a week job pretty much. So I loved my job, I loved my clients, but my undivided attention took a big toll on my health and on my well-being, because I was working all the time. I was sleeping not enough. I didn't exercise as much as I needed just because I didn't have the time, right?
Yeah.
And I have a huge sweet tooth, so I was eating a lot of sugary stuff that would bring me down, energy would crash. So I experienced burnout, and thankfully mine are health issues that forced me to reevaluate my life completely. That was back in 2011. And I think that turning point really opened my eyes. It was a great wake-up call that helped me turn my life around and really relive my life and become a new, better version of myself. So I educated myself extensively. I did a lot of research for many, many months until I found out about the body and mind connection, body and brain connection, specifically the gut and brain connection. So what I would eat would affect, the way I was operating, I was functioning, my decisions, my goal setting, whatever I was doing, it would affect my entire body and my brain function. And so I created this system, the Lifeboard balance system, to help myself, get out of that burnout and awful situation and really thrive and come to life again. And my career soared. So I created this system that is based on 6 pillars. It has a 6-pillar framework, and they are: eat better, sleep more, move daily, stress less, love yourself, which is all about self-care, and upgrade your life, which is about confidence, mindset, everything that you need in order to really thrive in your life. Next, I started coaching or mentoring at first, and then coaching fellow planners because they wanted to know what my secret was and how I was able to, to come back to life with a vengeance, I would say. And then I started to expand to busy professionals, so entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, freelancers, a lot of mompreneurs who really had a hard time juggling life and work, and they knew something was missing. And so that's how the system was created, was used among, connections, my network. And then I got certified in holistic life coaching, and then recently in brain fitness coaching, because I was always fascinated by neuroscience and the mechanisms that our brain goes through when we make our decisions. And so that's how life work balance was born. So it's not so much about work-life balance. I put life before everything else. I don't know
Interesting.
why
Yeah.
work should be before life, right? Don't you agree?
Absolutely. And that is yeah, I know I heard it from so many people now that we realized that we were working, and if we were parents, we were driving here, there and everywhere. And if we weren't parents, we were doing other things. And then realizing now that when we actually had to stop, that, oh, time opened up for us because we weren't traveling. Now it obviously brought us other struggles, but I like the way that you have the different pillars, because I suppose at different times in our life, different pillars will be more out of sync. We might be going through a stressful time when our mind is more the area that needs the work, or it could be a time where we're not sleeping well. So it's good, I think, for people will find there's something in it for everyone, it sounds like.
Absolutely. So true. So true. And, as you were saying, I mean, life happens, things happen daily in our life, and we tend to put ourselves last in our to-do list, and we think, well, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe later. And later never happens, because we always have something to do. And this, again, as I said, it's taking a toll on our well-being and our health, and on the health of our loved ones. People around us are suffering as well because we are not present. We are not there for them. And so I think it's unfair to ourselves, and it's unfair to people around us not to take care of ourselves first. It's not a sign of laziness. People think, oh, you want to take care of yourself and that's it. No, 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 no. I want to take care of myself because I want to be more present for you, and to help
Yeah.
you better. That's a different perspective. So,
Yeah, I always think it's amazing how clients will say too, when I coach clients around values, which is something that I am hugely invested in with people, getting them to understand what their value system is. There's an awful lot of aha moments for people in that, and just realizations, I guess, that and even if we don't want to change, at least I think the awareness of we're coming from a certain type of energy, then we have the choice to change. And if it's not right for us to change at the moment, then that's okay too.
absolutely. And what you do is amazing. I know that we had a chance to chat on a Twitter chat a few months ago,
Yes.
a year ago, right? It's been a long time.
Yes.
And I was so amazed by what you do with your clients, because emotional intelligence is something very, very important in our life today, as you were saying. I mean, we get distracted so easily, and we really need to be more centered, more focused, and think about ourselves a little more. And as you were saying, awareness is a great starting point. Even if you're not ready to change, if you know that you can change, oh my goodness, that can start a great cycle and let you
Mm.
understand, well, maybe I can take one little step today and then one bigger step tomorrow. So little steps at a time. And the book helps you do that, because it's like a practical guide that goes through these 6 pillars, so you can increasingly and gradually start to make changes to your lifestyle and make better choices and see the results and be more motivated, because you're like, oh my goodness, I feel better today.
I
So
love
let's keep
that.
reading, right?
Yes, and that's achievable, I think, more than, isn't it? I mean, it's okay. Sometimes we might read something that promises, whatever it promises, and it may, if we're in a certain state, we can't see that end goal, and it's very hard then for us to buy into something that we can't actually see. But when you're giving out the pillars, they're achievable. You know, we know sleep, but I know you go so much more in depth in it. But I like that about this. It's doable and it's achievable, and it's like, yeah, we can do this.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I do it with different techniques. So first of all, I offer simple explanations that are borrowed from neuroscience, as I was saying before, from biochemistry. So I explain very simply how our body works when we do anything, when we eat something, what chemicals are produced. How does food work? I mean, it's our fuel, it gives us energy, but it's also information for our gene expression, you know, so depending on which foods you choose, you can help your well-being better, you know. And also when you run, for instance, what happens to your brain when you run. So it's something a little more technical than the usual things that you can find on blogs. Oh, exercise is good for you. Yeah, but
Yeah.
why? Right? What happens, right? Why should I exercise more than 1 hour a week, right? So
Yeah.
that goes into that. And then I share some tips or biohacks, which is a very trending word right now. But it's simply the art or science of upgrading your body and brain through internal and external stimuli for a positive outcome. So there are many things that we already do as biohacks, like staying outside in the sunlight. That's a
Mm.
biohack because it helps, you know, your immune system. It regulates your circadian rhythm or biological clock. It helps you with hormone production, with neurotransmitter regulation, and so on. But again, a lot of people would rather stay inside in an office because they have to work, and they don't think that we as human beings are still depending on our planet 100%. You know, we may be a very evolved and sophisticated species, but we're still animals. You know, we depend on the air we breathe, on the water we drink, on the soil that gives us the foods we eat. You know what I mean? So we need to
Yeah.
pay a little more attention to our natural rhythm, which is something that we forgot in our modern society.
For sure, yeah, we're on this or on somebody else's. We're on social media. We think we should be doing this, you know, this Twitter hour, that Twitter hour, including myself, and that's okay too, as long as we're getting, yeah, as long as we're getting the balance. And you know, I think it's there again. I think always to me, it's like realization. Even though I have to say I have pulled back a lot, because I've noticed that I've needed to. I got a bit zoomed out with all the things I jumped on in the beginning. I suppose we all went through different emotions coming up for us, like fear and, you know, around our work and the balance of homeschooling and, oh my goodness. So I think it's a huge opportunity for you to write such a book now, because people are looking for an answer, and they're looking for that exact what you're offering is the balance and how to achieve it in a nutshell. So, you know, what do you actually hope to accomplish with the book? What are your aspirations for it and your dreams, your
Yeah,
goals?
thank you. So I really hope, as I was saying at the beginning, that I can help as many people as possible to live a better life, because we really need that. I think the book is very timely today. You know,
Mm,
we're working too much and not living enough. People don't realize that this fast-paced life is hurting them, not only physically. I mean, we know that a lot of diseases are related to stress today, right? There are a lot of research studies that confirm that. But it's not only a physical hurt, they can be hurt mentally, emotionally. And you know very well what I'm talking about, because I'm sure you see that with your clients, and they need to slow down and listen to themselves a little more. So as I was saying, this is not a sign of laziness. It's necessary to stay healthy and actually become more productive and more successful. You know, so I really hope that people will buy this book, because this is the perfect way to upgrade themselves and get anything they desire in our fast-paced life. So doing less will actually give you more. You know, it's a little
amazing.
counterintuitive approach, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
So
Do you want to share anything with us from the book, or is it all going to be a surprise?
oh my goodness. Well, as I said, it will take you through a transformational journey with these 6 pillars. But something that I didn't mention yet is that you will probably see the official graphic if you go to the book page on my website or the pre-ordering page, and you see that I'm holding my cat. And a lot of people send me a ton. I'm receiving so many emails and messages congratulating me on the book. And the common question is, why the cat? I don't understand. And so I tell them that that's my cat, Miss Mocha, and she will be my muse throughout the book. And this is why I live with many cats in my life. I'm a cat lover. I noticed that cats, but that's in general, dogs as well, have a way of living that is very true to their nature. And
Mm,
that attitude can teach us a lot to live life fully, to be a little more truer to our own human beingness. I don't know if that's a term, but I hope you can understand. So
Absolutely.
Right? So her antics and sassy attitude will remind us throughout the book, because I'll share anecdotes about her and her daily life and what we do together, how we interact. And it will really help you realize and take some aha moments. You'll be like, oh my goodness, that's true. She's so right? And learn to live more fully, I would say. So that's a little twist in the book, because the book on paper sounds a little boring. Okay, so you're teaching us how to do this and that. Oh my gosh. But Miss Mocha will be here and there to keep you entertained.
I love it.
And share some aha moments, basically.
Love it. Very charming. So your book is ready for pre-order now. So tell us a bit about that journey that you're going on with this. Is it exciting? Is it scary?
It is exciting. Yes, so true. It's very exciting, but very stressful and scary. But I love the challenge,
Love
and
it.
I love it. Oh my goodness. I am so glad I embarked on this journey, because it really helps me envision the book coming to life, finally. Because interestingly enough, I wrote the book in November 2018. So It's been more than a year that it's been there, sitting there. I had a manuscript for more than 1 year during a NaNoWriMo challenge. I don't know if you are aware of that. It's something very popular in the States, and I think it's popular in the rest of the world as well.
I wrote a novel that's yet published with the same competition 5 years ago.
Oh my goodness, you did too. Yeah, isn't it amazing? And it really pushes you writing something. And so I decided to take the challenge, and I wrote 60,000 words. Well, actually 64,000. And then after that, of course, I'm not a professional author, so I didn't know what to do with the book. It stayed there. I use a platform called a Scrivener. I don't know if you are know that. It's a great platform to write. I also use it for content creation. And so it stayed there until I was contacted by Publishizer, which is a crowdfunding platform specifically for authors. They saw me sharing something on social media. They investigated on my bio, my website, and this agent contacted me saying, well, we would love to see if you're willing to launch the campaign with us, because I think you have a great project. And I was like, oh my goodness. And so I said, yes. Yeah. And so they helped me prepare this proposal page that you probably saw. It's a very professionally done page with the description, synopsis of the book, more about me, why this book should come to life. So 5 different reasons why it could help people, and then how the book is laid out, and then bonuses. Depending on what you order, 1 copy or more, you have different bonuses in return. And so, yeah, it's a very exciting journey, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity, because again, it helps me get closer to my book. I don't have it in my hands yet, but it will be.
Yes, keep holding the dream. Yeah, and delighted to share, and I will have the links up where people can go and pre-order your book. How many days left is there to pre-order?
So it's on pre-order until June 26th. I launched the campaign on May 27th. So yeah, we still have about 3 weeks still for pre-order. So hopefully you will all pre-order it, and I can wait for you to read it.
Well, I highly recommend you anyway. I love our interactions on Twitter, and I feel as though I know you. It's funny when you connect with somebody and you resonate, because you're coming from the same type of energy, really.
So true. I want to give you a hug right now.
Yes, likewise. Dying for those times when we actually can again in person.
I know, right?
Oh, Sabrina, is there anything else you'd like to leave us with before we finish up? Is there anything that you'd like to add, or I didn't ask you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, live your life fully, you guys. Life is so precious. It's the biggest gift that we have. It's our right as human beings to live it fully. So that's the title of my book. And upgrade yourself with life for balance.
Upgrade yourself with life and balance. Is that what you said?
Life for balance. Yeah.
Life work balance. That's lovely. I love that. Upgrade yourself. Thank you so much for coming on and telling us all about your book. Delighted to share it out, and all the best. And maybe we'll have you back on when you have your book in your hand and you can let us know how it's going for you.
That'll be amazing. Thank you so much for having me, Dolores.
Anytime. Speak soon.